Opening a checking account isn't the first thing people think of when they walk into the post office, but a new report out today makes the case for postal banking for Canadians. It was released by the Canadian Union of Postal Workers. It suggests that more people, especially those in remote communities, would get better service. Postal banking would end up saving Canadians money with more affordable services, and it would be profitable for Canada Post. Joining us now to make the case for postal banking is Mike Palisak. He is the national president of the Canadian Union of Postal Workers. So I didn't know this, Mike, but apparently post offices used to do banking up until 1968. Why did it end?
Well, absolutely. The postal bank existed in this country from Confederation right up until 1968, when it was killed under pressure from the big banks, to be blunt about it. But if you look internationally, postal banking is a success around the world. In most countries, there's a public bank operated through the post office, and this is something that really makes sense in a country as large as Canada.
Now, why would it save people money?
Well, because right now you have the big six banks that more or less control the market. They made a combined profit of $40 billion last year, and they did that by charging some of the highest bank fees in the world. Now, they've been able to do this precisely because there's no public option to bring some sanity to this market.
So how would the post office do things differently? What would be different about banking at the post office instead of the bank?
Well, the main thing that would be different between a public bank and a private bank is that the private banks are in the business to make money, where a public bank would be in the business to offer services to people that need it in our communities, and to more or less break even doing that, or to bring in some revenue that can be used for other services. So there's a stark difference in that sense. But the main thing also is that Canada Post has the largest retail network in the country. There are over 6,000 post offices across the country, and with a gradual plan to roll that out to as many of those as you can, it would instantly be the most accessible bank in the country.
And now this is moving forward in some ways, isn't it? I see that there's an NDP motion that is coming to a vote very soon. Is that right?
Yeah, there is a growing traction around this idea, and we know that we have support from people on the Hill, from policymakers in various places, because it's an idea that works, and frankly, it's a proven model that is working around the world. You can't find me an example of an unsuccessful postal bank.
How can the Postal Service expand to offer financial services when it's already losing money? Well, true. The Postal Service reported losses of about $5 billion during its most recent fiscal year. But all of those losses and more were the result of a bizarre requirement that Congress and the Bush administration imposed on the Postal Service in 2006. They suddenly required the Postal Service to pre-fund health benefit payments for retirees for the next 75 years and to satisfy that requirement in the next 10 years. The next concern I hear about the Postal Service management is that the management and employees lack the experience and training needed to offer basic financial products like savings accounts and small dollar loans. This is the kind of claims I hear from big banks in particular. This stuff is just too complicated, just leave it to us. Well, I don't buy it. Once the basic business model is set up, payday lenders and check cashing outlets are providing these services right now in storefronts, drugstores, and grocery stores all across the country, and raking in billions of dollars in profits. Once the basic model is set up, Postal Service employees could certainly manage the transactions. In fact, Postal Service employees are already providing relatively complicated financial services like international remittances. Surely, with a little training, they could cash a check or open a basic savings account. If post offices teamed up with their closest credit unions or community banks, they could provide a pathway for millions of people into the traditional banking system. Over time, people who routinely use lower-cost services at a local post office might be encouraged to take out a car loan or to open up a checking account at a local credit union or community bank. That's a win-win.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher, and guys, please like and subscribe. If you do like what you're listening to, please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that everything is planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books, Cryptoteacher and NWO book. Also, those who have donated to the Cash App, Patreon, much love. And then also, of course, everybody who's shopping from the store, much love. Now, guys, of course, we're going to get into cryptos and, of course, Bitcoin first. We saw stable coins go below the dollar. We saw, of course, the market move up. We also had altcoins pump, Energy Web token. If you're in my Patreon, you know this. But guys, this was basically textbook, especially if you're new to the channel. Just like I stated, we saw the stable coins go below a dollar. We saw XRP move up. We saw the rest of the market move up. Now, we know if this move is serious if what? If we see the volume come back. So we know we are going to pump back up. This is just back. We have the weekend coming, so we have the casino opening back up this weekend. So guys, let's get ready and get yourselves in position. So make sure that you are focused on the indicators. I can't say that enough. Now guys, we're going to get into the actual video that was played as far as the Postal Service is concerned. We are fastly seeing the paradigm shift that's happening in America. Now we had GM going from making cars to ventilators. We had Kodak go from making cameras to producing drugs. So we clearly see this paradigm shift happening. Now we have the Postal Service turning into a bank. Now, of course, other countries, as you listen to in the video, already do this. But in America, we know when we go to Postal Service, we're either mailing something, getting stamps, or maybe getting a passport. But guys, we're going to get into and connect all this together. Now, I did a video earlier. Now, I did a video back in April going over the digital dollar. Now, of course, I did a video earlier this week going over the Postal Service turning into a bank. Now we see the pieces coming together. We have Jpmorgan coming out and stating that they're looking at working with the United States Postal Service to bring ATMs, automated ATMs. Now we know in that bill it said that basically there will be automated machines for cryptos. So of course these automated tellers will, go from cash to cryptos. That's all it is. But let's get deeper into it, because let's go back to 2014. We had Elizabeth Warren tried to push a bill to get the Postal Service to actually sell debit cards and actually do loans inside the Postal Service. So guys, remember, this is all planned out. They're 10, 20, 30, 40 years ahead of us. So we go there. Then we go to Ripple, who actually is inside of the white paper of the Universal Union, Postal Union, saying be using, cross-border payments as far as what the Postal Service goes. Now, earlier this year, we had Liechtenstein, February 18th, said that the Postal Office was going to be selling cryptos. Then we had the Australian Postal Service said that they're going to be doing cryptos. Now, we also have Ripple Pay ID, of course, comes out, who is attached to, 40, the biggest corporations. All these corporations are linked in some way, somehow. And the fact is that in this Ripple ID, it has what? The global ID. It has your birth certificate, your ID, your biometrics already in there. So, guys, this makes sure we understand where this actually is going. They're going to slowly put your, ATMs in there where you can get cash, do little things, and all of a sudden it's all going to be automated. So you no longer have a person there. You're just going to have just machines, or you may have a robot in there. But humanity is going to be gone. Now, it's interesting, the article that was actually done today. It has Joe Biden's task force. I'm going to repeat that. It said Joe Biden's task force for basically bringing in banking inside of the United States Postal Service to actually do accounts for low and medium income people. So guys, this was already planned a long time ago. So guys, what did they do? Basically, they caused the problem. They waited for the reaction. United States Postal Service broke. And now what are they doing? Bringing in the solution. Now this is going to actually bring income to the Postal Service, so then therefore they don't have to worry about laying off. The union is happy. Guys, this is all planned out to get to their direction. Because eventually, just like I stated, eventually there won't be any people inside the Postal Service. All robots, AI, automation, that's the purpose of blockchain. Now guys, if these unions were really for us, these union leaders were really for us, they would already see down the line. They wouldn't allow all this automation to come about. But when you have big money running these unions, you always, if you go to any union, you always see them stealing money away from the people. And of course, when you think about it, if these unions were real, majority of these unions, all the money that's being paid inside these unions would have went into the stocks of these companies. The actual people would own the companies, a majority share of the company. So therefore, they can decide what happens with the company. That's all you have to do is add the money up to all the money they give to these unions, and then look at the money that they could have went and put into the stocks of these companies. They would own these companies, guys. But that doesn't happen because they know they don't want that to happen. But guys, getting over into crypto news, there is some important news. Basically, we have Tether goes live on OMG Network at the end of May. So guys, that let us know that something big is going to happen. They are definitely getting ready for the masses. Now, we also had Hawaii approve a dozen cryptocurrency firms to get approved to sell cryptos. Basically, we also have IOTA upgrade finally gets completed. We have MicroStrategy, basically a Middle East company, restaurant, says that they're going to put all their reserves in Bitcoin. I definitely don't believe that, but of course that's what the article states. But this is definitely giving Bitcoin a big name for the masses to come in. So we know good press, bad press is good press for the masses because the masses believe anything that's written. Now, we had cryptos tumble while the dollar jumps, but guys, we know the Fed controls both. So it's no big deal. We know why cryptos tumble because of back with, of course, they've been doing big as far as what the futures are concerned. We know some people are going to roll over the contract, and we know some people are going to cash out. That's just the bottom line. Now, we had the Fed say the C word is going to weigh heavy on the economy. That's a no-duh moment. You shut down the economy, what do you expect? We know clearly the economy should not have been shut down just because of a flu. That makes no sense whatsoever, but when the masses are so dumbed down, it's easy to do. And guys, you know I'm going to come back with that second video today to go over the educational piece. Do not miss it. Now, basically, we have the middle class being wiped out. Why is the middle class being wiped out? Because they're uneducated. They've been so dumbed down. Like I stated, so dumbed down that they are willing to believe these people on this television. All the people on your television are clearly actors and actresses. And it makes no sense that the United States people, after all the things we've done to other countries, that we don't clearly see what's about to happen to us. Now, basically, as far as getting over into the weaker dollar, we know that Japan and China owns all of our debt. Now, we know that if they start unloading, that means that kills the dollar. But like in my book, it states that they're going to keep this Ponzi scheme going on. How, guys? Moving us over to crypto. Plain and simple. That's all it says. This Ponzi scheme is going to keep going until they get your guns. Now, as long as you keep your guns, the Ponzi scheme is going to keep going. But the fact is that basically we know China is going to dump the U.S. dollar because they have the yuan, but Japan can't because, of course, we own them. But guys, that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Cryptoteacher NWO book. Also, if you're new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Also, basically your stocks, Cobalt, the chip stocks, banking, gaming. Also, everybody sitting at home, don't forget about those stocks. You have the C word, the biotech stocks, don't forget about those. And of course, because everybody's sitting at home waiting on that free money. They haven't got it yet, but they're waiting. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks. And guys, I'm coming back with that second video. This is going to be a hard one on you. Don't forget to watch it. You have a great day.